What's your name, man?
My name is Victor Contreras. Who do you guys work for?
We're actually an independent media company. We're Midwest.
Really?
We from El Paso.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're just kind of trying to get the word out, both sides, see what's going on. Why are you here today, sir?
To support the president.
Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
What was your name?
Emma.
Emma
Clemente.
Emma Clemente. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Get in here real quick. So what brings you out here today?
You know, Trump is very, very confused about our city.
Okay.
Our city is safe. I've lived here my whole life. I was born in Mexico City, naturalized there, but came here, and I've lived here my whole life.
Okay. I'm trying to get both sides of the story and kind of figure out what's going on. So something that I keep getting proposed is that the wall wasn't what made us safe, and it wasn't any border fortification that was making us safe.
Right.
But in the early 1990s, in 1993, the Hold the Line Act, and then during the Clinton administration, there were a few more acts of continuous border fortification that did have an effect on the crime rate in El Paso when our bordering community, Juarez, was going through a lot of trouble.
Well, some of it spills over like in any other city.
Yeah.
But not like Juarez.
Yeah.
You know, and Juarez is actually safer than it was before.
Yes.
But it keeps going up and down, up and down. You know, I'm for immigration reform, not the way he's doing it.
From El Paso?
I'm from El Paso. I'm born and raised, and I do support the wall.
Okay.
Per se, I mean, there's been a wall here since I was a kid, you know. In 1993, I remember, called Hold the Line.
Reyes, Hold the Line.
Yeah, Hold the Line. I remember that. That was the beginning of the wall. I remember, I don't know about a lot of these El Pasoans that say, oh, you know what, the president is crazy and all this sort of stuff, but when they started doing that, that kind of messed up my partying and drinking in Juarez, because I remember it was normal for 16, 17-year-olds to cross over the border, come over here drunk, you know, drinking and driving down the border highway. And then even then, you'd see illegals running across the street, you know.
What about the Hold the Line Act of 1993? Do you think that helps with the safety issue with the border, or do you think it isn't connected to that at all?
No. What Hold the Line did is to deter immigrants from crossing here in the populated areas and send them into the desert. And what it caused there is more immigrants dying in numbers that we never saw. Actually, there was close to 500 immigrants dying a year since then, so I think it doesn't have a connection.
The wall helps.
Yeah, okay.
The wall helps, and it did stop a lot of the crime. A lot of people are saying the crime went up. The crime did go up after the wall was built, because the people here in El Paso themselves, instead of going over to Mexico and you know, doing what they were doing over there, breaking the law over there, they couldn't cross over so easy. So what did they do? They turned here.
Okay. But it did make the crime rate drop in El Paso in 1994 after about 45%.
At that moment, yes, but even after they built the wall, there was an increase on criminality. So I think there is no relation between enforcement, immigration enforcement, walls, and the way that our community are working together to keep our families safe.
Yeah, we've heard enough of kind of the negativity. We're just kind of trying to paint a better picture on kind of what's happening on the border. Hey, a little press pass, Weird Move West. We're a local production company. All right, thanks, guys.
OnlyFox.
Okay, cool.
OnlyFox. He's ready to build it. He's building it higher. Many of you Trump supporters are going to hell. I'm sorry to say it. You may say that you're Christian. You may say that you love God, but many of you, I'm going to see a lot of you guys in hell. I'm going to heaven, but many of you guys are going to hell. Why are you going to hell and I'm going to heaven? I'm saved by the blood of Jesus Christ, a lot of you guys are not.
Could I interview you?
A lot of you guys are fake. You're phony.
No.
Phony Christians. Phony. You're an atheist. That's why you're going to hell.
This is, so far, the only divisive figure I have found at the Trump rally and the Beto rally.
All Muslims are terrorists.
Are you pro-Beto or
There's
pro-Trump?
no modern Muslims, no exception.
So obviously, figures like this are divisive and irresponsible.
All his followers are terrorists.
So no matter what side you're on, please don't act like this guy. It's just immature.
I'm just your normal, everyday Trump supporter. Just want to say that. Just your normal, everyday Trump supporter. I voted for Donald J. Trump. I'm happy with a lot of what he's done.
Yeah, you guys want to be interviewed? All right. Yes, sir. Let's do it. What's your name by chance?
Antonio Carrion. They call me Tony. My name is Tony.
Tony, I'm Jonathan, man. Nice to meet you.
I believe that the wall would help crime fall. Yes, I do believe the president spoke a little bit wrong when he said El Paso was dangerous versus compare after the wall. But it does make a difference. As I was stating, I was born just a couple of miles from here, and we used to have illegals.
Okay, so you were born in the Chamizal area?
Yes, sir, right underneath the Spaghetti Bowl, Lincoln Park.
So do you have any ideas of like what is wrong with kind of the immigration right now, like the immigration problems, issues?
What is wrong is what Trump is doing.
Okay.
I mean, he's not providing any kind of realistic solutions or humane solutions. He's hiding behind the concept of national security, his xenophobia and his racism.
Yeah, his rhetoric is bad, for sure.
But that has concrete consequences. Children dying in detention.
Is that so? That's Trump's fault.
Of course.
Is it anyone else's fault?
It is on his hands.
Not the parents.
Of course not. He pushed the parents of Jacqueline and Felipe.
Okay.
They were pushed to actually cross in the middle of the desert just to turn themselves into Border Patrol to apply for asylum.
Yeah.
While they would have done it here at the port of entry. So that is on Trump's
And they
hands.
died in the custody
of the United States
and
Border Patrol.
What do you think about the narrative that's being perpetuated on the border?
Well, I think really, to me, it's just, look, you want to come to the United States, come the right way.
Okay.
Port of entry, register, come in. Nah,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if a wall's gonna fix it.
Yeah.
But you know, I know people that work for there, and these immigrants that are coming illegal every day.
Yeah.
A lot of them, some of them are criminals. But if you want to come here the right way, come here the right way.
Yeah, no, I can see that. What do you think about the immigration policies that are right around you? Are you familiar with them?
No, not really.
I'm not really familiar with them too. Hi guys.
Is that right? What grade was it?
What's up, guys? Would any of you guys like to do an interview by chance? No. Would you guys like to do an interview? Just a quick thing, kind of why you guys are here. We're doing both sides.
Whoa. Like, what kind of questions you want to ask?
I mean, dude, to be honest, we're trying to get both narratives of the story. We're trying to just figure out what you guys feel the border's like. What do you guys? Why you guys support Trump? Why you guys? Just a variety of things. It's not like.
No.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Dude, white people are afraid to talk on the border. Do you have any ideas personally that you would think would improve the situation right now? That like maybe Beto Camp is supporting or anything like that?
Immediately, I think there has been ways to fix immigration.
Okay.
In immigration reform, actually, there are very good policy ideas. Legalization, great worker programs, all of those things, they are in place. The problem is the narrative of this administration.
Okay.
The narrative is that they are painting our immigrants as criminals and rapists.
Yeah.
So there is no solution.
Immigration reform is one of them. Do it the right way.
What is because I'm not really familiar with the immigration system.
Okay, so there's a lot of people who are here in the United States, including in El Paso, who are not citizens. Let's make them citizens.
Okay.
You know, they've worked here most of their lives. They brought their children were born here. So let's try to fix it.
You, my man.
Yes.
What's up?
What's your question, good sir?
Was my question good?
No. What's your question?
So what makes you support the president, sir?
Well, I've chosen nationalism over globalism. I've chosen my family over secularism. The family should be strong. The individual should be strong. There's no support. There's no support in communism. There's no As long as America lives, we will not be threatened by the ghost of Karl Mordecai Marx. There's no room for him whatsoever. Mexico brought this on themselves. They chose the life of sin, crime. You go to Juarez, and they will kill you, especially if you drive a BMW. We are safe. We are Christians. We will never say sorry for who we are because we love God.
Okay.
USA! 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 USA!
Could I have your name, please?
My name is Gretel Ank, and I live in Marfa, Texas.
Gretel Ank from Marfa, Texas. I love Marfa. We're just trying to kind of get the gauge to see why people came down to support. Currently, I'm supporting the Beto campaign, I'm assuming? Or what are you doing down here?
Well, I'm here because we are debasing our American core values in the name of an unfounded fear about the border. And, you know, I think this is a lot bigger than immigration. It's a lot bigger than the borderlands in Texas. I think this is about the fear that the white patriarchy has about losing its power.
Okay.
And, you know, I think there's a small yet violent part of our population who they're so afraid of losing their power that they would rather destroy our nation than to share power with women and with people of color.
So being a white male, I'm the one who's afraid, technically, of this, or
no? I mean,
white male, obviously,
that's
right?
why I say a small yet violent part of our population.
Yeah, the older ones, right? Especially most older guys.
You know, we wish it were just older people, but unfortunately, there's a lot of younger people as well that are getting sucked into this this climate of fear that's being generated right now.
I don't care what people believe, as long as people are friendly and peaceful. That's what America's about. Freedom of speech and expression.
It's about communication, right?
Yes.
Like, do you feel like maybe
open debate is always awesome.
Open debate. Why don't you think the two sides are talking as much as they could be talking?
I don't think that one side wants to talk. I said I think President Trump wants to talk. He tries to set up meetings and stuff, and they don't want to. They don't want to compromise.
So do you think it's kind of like
it's sort of like having an ex-wife
that
wants everything but don't want to give you anything? And I know I've been married a few times. Okay.
So I mean, it's kind of like once you label someone a Nazi, you can't go and communicate with them. You know, like once you
like people label me a Nazi. I did 6 combat tours.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm a patriot beyond belief. I've got more medals than most people will ever have.
I'm a big proponent for our soldiers and our police officers. And I don't think the other side represents either of those two groups of the people that serve us.
Yeah, I can see that.
Think of this, just to sum it up for you, and you'll take this message with you. When the government fears the people, it's called freedom. When the people fear the government, it's called tyranny.
Yeah,
so
I totally agree.
Take that with you.
You know, and I think that he insults everything. He insults our government. My son is in the service, and I served for 14 years, and he represents our country. He does not represent our country.
Okay.
You know, our servicemen and women are the ones that fight for our country, and we support them. Not Trump, who lies about everything, including El Paso.
Why do you think he has support from Americans?
Because I think we all want change.
Yeah,
we all want reform.
You can feel it.
But not that way.
So what do you think motivated people to elect Trump?
Well, I think it's kind of a backlash from Obama.
Okay.
And the idea that there is this fear that somehow we're losing control of our country.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that's true at all.
You think that we're more unified?
I think so, man.
I sure hope so.
Like, it seems like both sides that I've interviewed seem to have kind of a fair thing to say about the other side. It seems like people aren't really talking, though.
Right. That's just it. I think there's too much hatred for that talk to continue so we can get more unity.
So what do you think Trump has a little bit to do with that hatred, though?
Well, it could be the words that he uses.
Yeah.
It could be, but then again, not all of us are perfect.
So how do you think we can bring citizens who voted for Trump kind of together with people who are on part of this Beto campaign? Do you think there's any olive branches that we agree on? Any things that we can come together for?
I think there has to be a huge dinner somewhere.
I could see
and
that.
Sit and listen, and instead of talk so much,
that's what I found.
Listen a little bit more.
Yeah. So how are we going to come together? Is this a lost cause? Do you think there's no way for these two communities to come together, or?
I think for any communities to come together, we need to do community organizing. I think that in order to create that, communities have to be in conversation with each other.
Yeah.
It starts locally.
What do you think can bring us together? Do you think there's anything that the kind of the Republican narrative and the Democrat narrative can do to where we can kind of agree on something?
Well, in general, I feel like I would love to see us find a way to stop treating people like others.
Yeah.
This whole, and you can put it in quotes or capitalize it, othering of people.
Do you think El Paso is as divisive as it's getting displayed right now in the media and everything, or do you think?
No, it's just a few select. What the media does, especially like the K Fox and all this stuff, what they'll do is they'll pick and choose who interview. You know what I mean? You know why? For the ratings.
Hey, so what do you think about the divisive narrative that's kind of being perpetuated? I mean, I'd say by both sides.
You know what? I think people are people on either side.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out how to get past the don't bother me with the truth. I've already made up my mind mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest part.
Do you have anything to say maybe to the other side, like why, like to show that maybe we're not as divided as we think?
I mean, should all just have one common goal. That's just make America great again.
All right, fair enough. All right, here we go. We're ready? We on? Pretty fascinating. One thing there is a lot of emotion here. I was pretty proud of both sides though, the way they kind of articulated their ideas. The best thing I saw here though was that people wanted to talk, people wanted to discuss, people were here to kind of see the other side. I know that's not common. I know you don't get that a lot, but overall, my feelings are we're emotional because we're in a pretty chaotic time. So this was the first Woodruff Live, or not really, I guess Woodruff on the Streets. Let me know what you guys think. Really appreciate everyone here. I appreciate El Pasoans for kind of coming together and supporting such a big event and having their voice heard. So this is here from down in the streets in El Paso, right in the Chamizal area, coming to you guys. Thank you.